do you see an opportunity for the intersection of blockchains and AI?
From the source to the destination without anything in the middle.
The results from the cloud giants, Amazon, Microsoft, and Google, are giving us some hints on just how much their AI investments are returning. They might also show us that cloud leadership is shaking up a little bit. Deirdre Bosa has more in Tech Check. Deirdre?
Hey, Kelly. So no question, AI is the next catalyst for growth at all the hyperscalers. Whether it can offset higher spending, CapEx, that's still very much unsettled. But a few years into this major shift, we can see how it's changing the cloud landscape. Annual revenue growth for all of them was sliding going into 2023 as the broad enterprise migration to the cloud, that was decelerating, but generative AI was just ramping up. Microsoft, that's the blue line on this chart, had the early lead and began growing its top line at a faster rate than Amazon and Google. That reversed, though, last quarter. Google Cloud surprising on the upside, growing 35%. That was a big surprise. It is the only hyperscaler that both owns the foundational models that are powering its AI offerings and also has the cloud infrastructure for customers to access them. In a way that Microsoft and Amazon really can't, Google can lean on its own expertise to compete in the space. Microsoft's early lead, meanwhile, it has stalled. That's what we learned this quarter. Its OpenAI association looked more like a burden, a $1.5 billion hit, largely thanks to OpenAI's expected loss. Remember, too, that part of Microsoft's investment in OpenAI was in the form of discounted cloud credits, potentially leading to lower short-term income versus standard market rates that it might otherwise get. And now CEO Satya Nadella is saying that cloud is facing capacity constraints. Solving those constraints, that means more CapEx, which will weigh on those AI returns. Finally, I just want to mention Amazon's AWS, that's the orange line. Subject to the law of large numbers, it's the biggest player by far, but its AI strategy also seen as lagging that of Microsoft and Google's. Margins have improved, but as you can see, its top-line growth pretty flat over the past few quarters, suggesting, Kelly, that it might have more to do to really position AWS as a winner in the age of Gen AI. But it is clear that sort of a new race is off between these hyperscalers, Kelly.
Yo, welcome back. So if y'all are anything like me, you've got this ICP lens on, and when you hear and see clips like that, you just realize how big the cloud compute market is, with multiple players in the Web 2 space, over $1 trillion market cap, and they're still growing at a 20+% clip annually. We've got ICP in its infancy. It's the baby elephant in the room that most of these CNBC anchors just aren't able to notice yet. And you look at the performance of ICP, the profitability, finally making its sort of mark, and compared to the fossils, the AWSs and the Microsoft clouds and the Google clouds, ICP is going to be growing at 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 100 times the rate of some of these competitors, and especially with these distinct advantages. The one that I really want to get into is the end-to-end encryption, which is going to be just like that alone would have prevented trillions of dollars worth of cyber-related thefts and crimes. And you compile on top of that just the ownership capabilities, the tamper-proof, the unstoppable, the distributed compute, and you realize that ICP is coming for these big tech web providers, and it's not going to be long